How's it going, YouTube? Dallasboi here with another Pokemon Showdown battle. And I was trying to test out this Uber team that I made with KameloxYx, but I actually believe that I did run into Marriland on the Pokemon Showdown server, which was a bit of a surprise, actually. And I believe this is Marriland because when the battle ended, I checked that he had about an 1800 rank, and knowing Marriland, he is a really big veteran in the community, and yeah, I also think he kind of stopped uploading Pokemon battles at some point. Not too sure about that, but that's kind of what I heard. But it was still an honor to get to battle him. But let's get into the team preview anyways. Looking at teams, I see the Arceus Rayquaza Extreme Speed duo. I had that little problem with NBZ earlier, but yeah, that didn't end up too well. But that battle still did make Pokemon Pit. But I'm also seeing the Latias as a pretty dang big threat to my team. And if I'm to have any leeway for a good match, I think I might need to have my Palkia and my Skarmory alive. Well, Skarmory to combat the Arceus, and Palkia to pretty much destroy everything else. So keep those two alive, and I think I should be a-okay for this match. So I hope you guys enjoy this battle, and let's get this show on the road. So Marriland's going to be leading off with his Kyogre, and predicting him to lead off with Kyogre, I'm actually going to be leading off with Palkia, and then going for the Aura Sphere, predicting Ferrothorn to come in. But looking at that damage, I'm thinking that that is a specially defensive Ferrothorn. Yes, it's still looking like a 3-8 KO with Leech Seed as he goes for that, and I'm going to predict the Protect and go into my Groudon nicknamed Pangea, and this is actually a sub Sword Stand Groudon, and I do show the sub right here, and then follow up with an Earthquake to try to deal some damage to the Kyogre. I know that he wants to preserve said Kyogre to keep the Weather War going on, so I'm going to predict his Latias switching over the Stone Edge, but unfortunately I missed, which means I'm going to have to sack something. But really stupidly, I decided to sack my Skarmory and pretty much Death Fodder it, not knowing what type of Arceus he has. And that was a very stupid move on my end, because if that's an Extreme Killer Arceus, I lost my best counter to that thing. Now comes Magnezone as my Darkrai comes in. I missed a Dark Void, didn't really matter because I can just slam that Magnezone with a Focus Blast. Luckily I don't miss. And now Arceus comes out, and I make a really stupid play here. He goes for the Extreme Speed, predicting my Dark Void, and I just go for the taunt, thinking that he might SD up. Where I definitely should have gone for the Focus Blast, and that's probably gonna hinder me a little bit. Now Kyogre is gonna be coming in, gonna die to a Spatial Rend, and that pretty much means that I win the Weather War. And then I just send in my Kyurem White to try to combat this Ferrothorn. Try to get up an Ice Beam on it, but he gets off that Protect action. That, I believe, was another bad move on my part. I definitely should have switched into Groudon, predicting that Protect, because Ferrothorn wouldn't have gained as much health from the Leech Seed and leftovers and whatnot, and I probably still would have had my Kyurem White. Now I'm going to be sending out my Palkia to try to slam this Ferrothorn with an Aura Sphere, but he blocked with Protect. And then I'm going to have to double switch my Groudon in on his Latias. And I knew that I can live one hit, and it turns out to be Dragon Pulse. I live, but I miss Stone Edge again. And this pretty much is the nail in the coffin for the rest of my team. As Palkia is unable to KO the Latias with a Spatial Rend, he's just going to go for this Dragon Pulse, and that's pretty much going to be the game from there on out. Looking back on this battle, there were a couple of moves that I definitely should have made, like Darkrai going for the taunt on that Arceus, predicting me to use Dark Void. Definitely should have went for Focus Blast there, and then the Kyurem White move, just staying and going for Ice Beam on a specially different Ferrothorn, which could have lived. Also is pretty stupid. But this team is still pretty much in the works right now. Still trying to learn with it and all that stuff. But battling Marriland was pretty fun. And lesson learned here: if you don't want to miss Stone Edge, use Smackdown. But that was still a pretty fun game, Marriland. So rate, comment, sub, and I will see you guys next time.